Hello everyone, welcome to Baccarat 101. I, Mr. Bachman, will go over all the rules of how to play Baccarat. Now I see new players all the time asking if this game is easy or hard, and the ultimate question, where should I bet? So generally speaking, there's going to be three options. You can either bet on the banker, on the player, or if it's going to be a tie. Okay? So realistically, this is as easy as betting on heads or tails on a coin flip. The shoe is already going to be set up and predetermined, and the game follows a complex set of rules, but we'll always follow these rules. There is no worry about hitting or splitting cards like in blackjack, where you can accidentally take the dealer's bust card, and you don't have to worry about setting up your hand correctly, for example, if you play Pai Gow. The dealer will do all the work for you. However, this means you shouldn't know the rules. You should also make sure you know the rules to make sure the dealers follow them correctly. Dealers are also human, and they also may make mistakes. So let's get into it. First card goes to the player. The next card will go to the banker. The third card goes to the player. And the fourth card will go to the banker. So each side first starts off with two cards. The player has a 6 and a 5. So in blackjack, this would be 11. However, Baccarat is a single-digit game. So basically, this would be 1. And you're trying to get as close to 9 as possible. The banker has two face cards. So that would be 20. So in this case, it's 0. So the player right now is winning against the banker 1-0. The player will always draw a third card if this total is 5 or less. The banker, on the other hand, will draw a third card following a special set of rules given what the total is and what this third card is. For the banker, 0, 1, or 2 will always draw a third card regardless of what happens on this side. So let's draw for the player. Player has now increased to 8. Let's draw for the banker. The banker has also increased to 8. So in this case, for our first hand, we have a tie. Both the banker and the player each have 8 points. Alright, let's try another hand. Card for the player, card for the banker. Card for the player, card for the banker. On the player side, we have 0 points. On the banker side, we have 3 points. So in this case, the player is less than 5. It will have to draw a third card. The banker, however, is 3 points right now. So for 3 points, the rule is it will only draw a third card if this last card right here is not an 8. So if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, or face, it will draw. Otherwise, if it's an 8, no hit. Special 3-8 rule. So let's take a look. In this case, we get a 4. So this is not an 8, therefore this must draw a third card. Let's see if banker improves. Banker does not improve. So in this case, we have the player win 4-3. Okay? Alright, let's try another one. In this case, the player has an ace and an 8. So this is 9, the highest score you can get. Whenever the first two cards add up to either 8 or 9, we call this a natural. So in this case, we have a natural 9. All right? When a natural occurs, no sides will hit. It immediately stops. So in this case, the banker can only tie or, in this case, tie. It can only tie or lose, is what I meant to say. So in this case, we have both sides have natural 9, so therefore we have a tie. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at the next one. On this next hand, the player has a 2, so must draw a third card. The banker in this case has a 4. So when the banker has a 4, it will only draw if this third card is between 2 through 7. If it's an ace, 8, or 9, the banker will not draw. So only if this third card is a 2 through 7. So let's see if this third card is a 2 through 7. It is a monkey. So in this case, there's no hit. The banker will win 4-2. Okay? Alright. Now, some places they might deal the cards face up instead of face down like I've been doing for the last few hands. So let's see how that would look. So in this case, the player starts with 9. The banker has 2. the player decreases to 3, the banker increases to 5. Alright, so in this case, since the player is less than 6, the player must draw. The banker has 5. The banker will only draw a third card if this third card for the player is between 4 through 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7, the banker has to hit. So even though the player just reduced to 0, since this card is between 4 through 7, the banker has to hit. In this case, though, the banker has nothing to lose, because in this case, can't get a score less than 0. Banker will hit. And, of course, we have a tie again. Banker reduces to 0. How unlucky. Very unfortunate. Alright. Let's take a look at this next hand. Player has 9. Banker has 8. Player reduces to 4. Let's see if the banker gets a natural. In this case, we have 6. So 6 versus 4. So since this is less than 6, it has to hit. The banker has a special rule for 6. If the banker has 6, the banker will only hit a third card if this last card is either a 6 or a 7. Otherwise, it will not hit a card. Last card is another 7. So the player has reduced to 1. The banker has to hit. The banker reduces to 0. So in this case, the player wins 1-0. Banker's not doing so hot. Alright, let's take a look at another hand. Player starts with 1. Banker has 7. Player has 7. Banker reduces to 3. So in this case, since this hand is not less than 5 or less, we will not be hitting a third card. This is not an 8 or a 9, so it's not a natural. So therefore the banker must draw. In this case, the banker will draw a third card. The banker will draw a 6. So in this case, the banker wins 9/7. Alright? So to summarize, whenever a natural occurs, when the first two cards on either the banker or the player total 8 or 9, there is no hit for either side. Okay? When the banker shows 3 points for the first two cards, it will only hit if this last card is not an 8. But it'll always hit if it has to hit. Okay? If the banker has a total of 4, then it only hit if the third card is between 2 through 7. Okay? If the banker has a 5, it's 4 through 7. If the banker has a total of 6, it will only hit if the third card on the player side is a 6 or a 7. So you'll notice that it's pretty easy to remember because it's going to be 2 through 7, 4 through 7, and 6 through 7. Alright? If the player doesn't hit, the banker will always hit as long as the total is less than 6. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave any comments or if you have any questions about the rules below. Over the next few videos, I will discuss common terms, bonus bets, how to squeeze cards, and lots more. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.